and welcome to yet another episode of One Take. And this time round, I come to you from the battleground state of Bihar. Where I'm standing right now is Sasaram, which is of course Jagjeevan Ram's area. This is also where the RJD holds a stronghold, and therefore no surprises with a substantial Dalit and Muslim population. This is exactly the area which both the RJD and the Congress party are eyeing, which is now bringing back to the big question. Will the Congress party agree to naming Tejashwi Yadav as the CM face of the Mahagathbandhan, and should it? Well, Rahul Gandhi has a certain amount of reluctance to announce any chief ministerial face. He only does it when he's under pressure, when he's pushed, and that is what happened in the case of many other state elections. He never did that in the case of Himachal Pradesh, but obliquely he made a reference to the fact that Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu would become the CM. But let's talk about states like Karnataka, where there was a battle between DK Shiv Kumar and Siddaramaiah. He took the smarter option of not naming anyone, but it was very clear who would be his choice. I think the only state election where he actually named someone categorically was Punjab. And the reason behind that was that he was under pressure from the party colleagues because Captain Amrinder Singh had just been removed as the CM. He had been sidelined, and he was a formidable face of the Punjab Congress. He would be someone which the Congress party would have to deal with. And they knew that going without a face in Punjab elections would be suicidal for them. I remember I was there in Ludhiana at that packed rally which took place. On stage accompanying Rahul Gandhi were Charanjit Singh Channi, and on the other side, of course, it was Navjot Singh Sidhu. Rahul Gandhi stood up and made Charanjit Singh Channi the choice of the CM face as far as the Punjab elections goes. That became the big news of the day. It did not even work for the benefit of the Congress. And Rahul Gandhi told many of the party insiders, look, I told you so. What happens when you name a CM face, you only end up alienating more people from your party. Now, Rahul Gandhi's dilemma is this, his Dharam Sankat. Because at this point of time, we are not just dealing with the Congress party over here. We are actually dealing with a larger coalition which consists of the CPI, then there is a VIP, then of course there is a Congress and the RJD, what is called as a Mahagathbandhan. And in this Mahagathbandhan, the Maha ally remains the RJD. For Tejashwi Yadav, it's a time to take revenge. It is a time to account for, or a payback time for the fact that Nitish Kumar was made the chief minister. He allied with the BJP, whereas Tejashwi Yadav removed and had to resign. This is a time when he wants to take revenge, and he also wants to blackmail the BJP plus the JDU combined. But it is also the time when he's putting a lot of pressure on the Congress party to announce him as the CM face, or at least project him. Now, to come back to a question which was asking that should and can the Congress, well, that is where the Dharam Sankat is. Look, we already know that the Congress party had to climb down a bit. From contesting 70 seats, for now it has announced names for 60 to 61 seats. In many of the areas, the Congress is also involved in a friendly and not so friendly fight, both with the RJD as well as with the CPI. Now, how much of an insult, to use the words of the Congress top leadership, can the party kind of live with? Now, to announce Tejashwi Yadav as the CM face could end up making the Congress cadre unhappy. There's already a level of confusion in many of these areas where I'm traveling through in the next couple of days, where the party cadre does not know which are the areas on which they're supposed to side with the RJD, which are the areas they're supposed to campaign against the RJD, or where they have put up their own candidates. In such a scenario, to name Tejashwi Yadav as the CM face for them would mean giving the platter completely away in the hands of the RJD, and something which is not going to be acceptable to them. But ye dil hai ki manta nahi, that's the case with the RJD and the Tejashwi Yadav factor. Tejashwi Yadav's supporters are making the point that we are not completely dependent on the Congress. We also have other allies like the VIP or the CPI as well. If the Congress is going to play hardball when they don't have the astitva to do so, then so be it. Also, in a personality-driven elections of Bihar, where on the one hand the Prime Minister's charisma looms large, on the other hand, you know Nitish Kumar is the CM face of the NDA, how can that or the Mahagathbandhan be left blank? And that is where Tejashwi Yadav would have to be named. Second, If there's a certain amount of confusion on the ground among the RJD cadre, but more than that, the fence-sitters, those who may not want to vote for the BJP or for the JDU, naming Tejashwi Yadav as the CM face of the Mahagathbandhan perhaps could lead to a rallying together of these forces in favor of the Mahagathbandhan. Now, there is one big promise which has been made by Tejashwi Yadav, and that big promise is about giving jobs to all. Now, jobs are a major factor. When I travel through Bihar, while roads and lights seem to be a kind of better improved situation, jobs continue to remain a problem area. At the railway station where I'm standing in Sasaram, there are a large number of people who are coming in over here for church, but many of them are coming from, say, Mumbai, or they're coming in from Delhi, from other states as well, because that's where they're looking for jobs. They find few job opportunities over here, and therefore anyone who promises and can give them jobs becomes a big factor. That is what Tejashwi Yadav has done. Now, Tejashwi Yadav as the CM face, or projected as the CM face, can actually give that kind of hope to the people. That's the calculation of the RJD. Therefore, naming him as the CM face would actually help. Third, the RJD's argument is that not that Congress is much of a player. Therefore, Tejashwi Yadav being named is actually going to make the Mahagathbandhan look stronger. He is the son of the soil. He is someone who belongs to a Lalu Prasad family. And Lalu Prasad Yadav is not a pushover. He is not someone as a politician who can be declared as down and out. He's someone who cannot be ignored. Where I'm standing at this point of time in Sasaram, this is the Gur, or the stronghold of the RJD. And it is in these pockets where it matters if Tejashwi Yadav is actually declared as the CM face. But will the Congress party do so? Will Rahul Gandhi, who's normally reticent about announcing anyone as a chief minister, who's caught in this dilemma of Akla Cholo Re, or reviving the Congress party in state after state where it is being pushed out, can he afford to do so? But on the other hand, who is his bigger enemy? According to him, it's the RSS plus the BJP. So I wouldn't be too surprised if he at some point of time either names Tejashwi Yadav as the CM face, or at least projects him in many of those joint rallies or campaigns they plan to hold. And that is where it could be a huge point in favor of the politics of the Mahagathbandhan. If you ask me my point of view, I think yes, Tejashwi Yadav should be named as the CM face. Because at this point of time, what is very important is for the report card of the India bloc to show a green and not a red mark. It is more important to oust the BJP. Not for a moment am I suggesting that naming Tejashwi Yadav would mean the end game for NDA. Unlikely that. But we are not making any poll predictions. But perhaps a little bit of uncertainty, a little bit of edge can be given to a Mahagathbandhan if Tejashwi Yadav is named as a CM face. Well, the choice remains with Rahul Gandhi. Who can pressurize him? No one, as the party has come to learn. Thank you so much for watching. Do give in your responses on the social media timeline. Tell me whether you think Tejashwi Yadav can be a CM factor or CM face, not just for Mahagathbandhan, but for the state as well. And do watch our several ground reports over the next few days. Thank you so much for watching once again.